What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? For years and years, I told y'all, but you know what?
Somehow, I told you so just doesn't quite say it.
How are you guys all doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, in which I appreciate you guys doing so. Make sure that you're following me on all the platforms you see above and below, and click that thumbs up button for me. That way my content can consistently be recommended to you, and it helps push my content out in the YouTube shadow banning algorithm world. If and when you do subscribe to the channel, make sure in the process you click that bell notification. It's going to bring up another little column. It's going to allow you to select something that says all notifications. Be sure to do that. That way you'll be notified when I do post a channel. And again, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of the donors who donated. The kids were able to get the things that they needed, the things that they wanted, and they had a good Christmas. We had families that were able to eat and cherish family member moments with themselves. So I really greatly appreciate everything you guys did this year. You guys showed up and you showed out, and I'm very, very grateful to my subscribers, to the listeners, to the followers. You guys, I really, really thank you for the donations from the bottom of my heart, and they thank you too. And I told you guys, if the parents are going to allow me to show video footage of the things they got, or even just saying thank you to you guys, I will be getting that for you guys, okay? All right, so we have to talk about this, something that's very dear to me. It's something that I told you guys. I've been doing this since the Fauci hokey pokey clot shot-demic came out. People that are doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs, therapists, a lot of us, we all got this huge packet of information when it came to the Fauci hokey pokey clot shot stuff. I share this information with you guys. Not only did I risk getting my channel banned, my channel actually did get banned. Like, I was completely banned from YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, because I was showing you guys information that was given to us that we're supposed to tell each one of our patients on an individual basis, but I was telling you guys on a grand scheme. So some of you out there that tried to hate went and tried to get my licenses revoked. You guys tried to call the AMA, y'all tried to call the federal board, y'all tried to call so many different entities to get my license revoked. It didn't happen. Then y'all went and reported me to YouTube. YouTube hit me with all kind of misinformation, disinformation, and they eventually completely took my channel off of YouTube. Well, I ended up getting counsel, and I told YouTube, I want anybody in YouTube that has their medical degree to compare it to mine, and we're going to see who's right on this situation right here. So YouTube just put my channel back up and told me, well, in case you talk about anything medicinal related, it has to line up with what the WHO says and what the NIH says and with what the CDC says. So I had to find ways to get around and tell you guys the truth about what was going on with this Fauci hokey pokey clot shot-demic. But here we are right now, getting ready to go into 2025, and you guys are getting ready. It's not even a surprise, but I told you guys that it was going to happen. Check this out.
And yet another move to hamstring the MAGA agenda. Joe Biden's Department of Health and Human Services just extended the liability shield for COVID vaccine makers through the end of, we'll let you guess, 2029, the year that Trump will leave office. What are they shielding manufacturers from if these vaccines are so safe?
Plus, HHS's vaccine injury compensation program still doesn't cover injuries from the COVID vaccine. However, a different, little-known government program can, but it's being slow-walked. Of the more than 13,000 claims sent into the program alleging injury or death from the COVID vaccine or another COVID treatment, fewer than 3,500 have decisions.
And of those decisions, 18 claims have been compensated. 3,373 have been denied. Joining us now, a member of the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic and a former emergency room doctor, Congressman from Georgia, Rich McCormick. A doctor and congressman, great to see you. So if these COVID vaccines will continue until 2029, will continue to fall under this program, which you do not get reimbursement if you're one of the few that HHS decides in favor of, you get no pain and suffering. What's Biden and co. up to with this decision?
Well, it's not just that. If you look at the way they designed this, you have no repercussions. You can't sue these companies who have come up with these vaccinations that may or may not be harmful. But this is why we make decisions with our doctors and suffer the consequences. But we've held cigarette companies accountable. You just did a report on holding oil companies responsible for global warming, that they can be sued for that. And then you're going to say you can't hold people who actually have real manifestations of physical harm from vaccination for young, healthy people a lot of times that should have no business of getting a vaccination when they have immunity already, and you're not going to hold them accountable. This is ridiculous double standards, and it shows you who they're favoring and who they're playing politics with. And quite frankly, we just did a hearing in which 40% of this year's FEMA budget was diverted to, guess what? COVID paybacks. Still this year, the pandemic's been over for a couple of years. And I'm an ER doc. I served my last shift about December 28th, 2 years ago. And you know that this pandemic's over, but yet we're still spending 40% of FEMA during a year where we had shortfalls in the budget for hurricanes on something that's been over for a couple of years. Shame on us. We need to hold these people accountable.
Can you roll these late-stage decisions back? Can Trump come into office and say, 2029, forget about it, we're going to rescind that, we're going to repeal it? Or can Congress do that? Who can act on this?
I think we're going to have to come to agreements on it. I think now that we have the trifecta, we have so much work to do. Matter of fact, the biggest thing that's going to hamstring us is how much we have to actually accomplish in this first 100 days. How are we going to pass a CR? Are we going to pass a skinny? We're going to do 2 reconciliation bills. The last time we actually got it done right was about 30 years ago. I believe it was 1997. We have a tremendous amount of work to do. We have a very narrow margin in the House, more narrow than the Senate. That should mean something to a lot of people. There's a lot of fighting to be done, so don't think it's over yet. But if we can get it right, we might just save America.
Yeah. Now, I understand there's a lot of emotions that can be poured into this. There can be some of you that are pissed off, some of you that are surprised by this, but I told you guys from the beginning, when you sign off to even get the Fauci out your hokey pokey clot shot, no matter what it was, they had specific papers out there that were saying things in that agreement that should something happen to you, that you will not be able to hold them liable for because you agreed to it. I broke it down and told you guys how. Mandate is not law. I told you guys how. You have a mandator, which might have been your job, which might have been a place of employment, which might have been a restaurant, whatever it is. Those are the ones who, if they put this out, they are the mandators. You are the mandatee. If you agree through it, or to it rather, if you agree to it through your actions, whether it's through your actions of accepting the Fauci out your clot shot, or you agree to it verbally by signing off on papers and saying you're going to do it, then it became a mandate. Until you chose, and until you have chosen to do that, it's not a mandate, which is why me and a lot of other fellow people that are in medicine, we all got write-offs. We all got religious exemptions. I end up sending out 7,000 plus exemptions to a lot of you, and every last one of them passed. Every last one of them, especially when I showed you the law that was broken down in there, and I showed you how if you put that in as your values and all that, they can violate your religious values because they use a lot of these Fauci, hokey pokey clot shot scenes on aborted fetuses. Yeah, you heard that. Anyway, I just want to put it out there because I told a lot of you that it would happen. Some of you that were far left leaning that was telling me you this, you that, you stupid, you dumb, put your blah. You said all of this and look at you now. Now they're trying to keep you from actually suing them. But again, to some of you that might want to file lawsuit, you better be careful and look at what you signed up on, because if they made copies and in that writing it says that they are not held reliable, should you have some type of allergic reaction, any reaction to it whatsoever, they're not going to be liable for it. In fact, I told you guys and I warned you with the packet that they gave us that they told us that they did not know how this Fauci hokey pokey clot shot would even react with if you drunk soda, and they don't know how it's going to react to any other scenes you've gotten. They don't know how it's going to react to any type of medication you might be on. They did not know. And you still agreed to take it. So anyway, I just wanted to give you this update. And to some of you who are far left, all you crazy folks that were, you're going to kill your grandmother, you're going to kill your grandfather. I have a medical card. I have my vaccination card. And now some of you end up with these injuries and you can't even do nothing about it. You brought that on yourself. And I don't hate to say this, I'm not going to feel sorry for you at all. At all. Now, to some of you who were scared, you just didn't know. You didn't know who to trust. Media had you completely bamboozled. Even though you were listening to me, you still were scared and you still made a decision to do what you thought was best for you and your family, and you might have had some type of adverse effect. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm not talking to you at all. They know who I'm talking to. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully something can be overturned in this particular case, but I don't know. I do not know, because I can tell you right now, Big Pharma is one of the most protected things out there right now. They run a lot of things that's on media. You see more medication commercials than you've ever seen of anything. I direct over multiple facilities, and when I go in there and I see what my residents are watching, I cannot tell you guys how many times I pass through several rooms, walk around, and I'm seeing nothing but a bunch of medicinal commercials. It's crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys all think about this by putting it in the comments below after this video. Have you been injured by the Fauci hocus clot shot? If you have, let me know what happened. Leave in the comments below after this video. Don't be ashamed. Again, I'm not talking to you who you did what you thought was best for you and family, despite of all the information that you had. I'm talking to the hardcore, y'all know what I'm talking about. You crazy left lunatics, the ones who are, you're going to kill your grandpa. If I see anybody going to your house, I'm going to tell. If you go, all of you, that's who I'm talking to. Let's hear it. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to see the next video, then I will do in chronological order. It's going to be up there. Things that I do as a variety on this channel will be right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying that every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.